So I listened to the submission of Chief. Maybe before I answer your question, I want to clear something that the report or the findings is not just for academic purposes. Different users can use the report. I need to correct that. And the issue of sample size is about reporting domain. It's a function of reporting domain. And what I want to correct is that during the analysis of the data, it's not like we just analyze the 5,000 households. And in the report, we were so transparent. We mentioned the number of households we interviewed in the last wave. We couldn't interview the 5,000 households, right? Because of the attrition that my brother here mentioned. Because that's why we are so transparent to mention everything. So there's what we call data weighting. I know do you know the meaning of data weighting? Whereby the selection will represent other households that are not in the sample. So we weighted the data before we analyze the data. It's not like we analyze the interviewed households. We weighted the data so that the data can be representative of the reporting domain. That is the national level, the zonal level, and the urban rural. Then another thing I need to mention is about what we carried out after each of the visit, households and individual tracking, whereby he mentioned that people move around in Nigeria. People from Zamfara can move to Enugu. So because all the state of the federation, our interviewers are there. So we tell them this is a tracking activities. Once they move to somewhere, because we collected their information, phone numbers and other things, we track them. We track even individuals. So that if they say, this person from 2018, this person is no more, he's late, we'll close that person because we have what we call household roster, where you have all individuals. And we have been tracking their ages. Then another thing I need to mention is we have other products, because the GHS panel is not the only data source for policy planning. Like Dr. Yusho mentioned about MPI, that has to do with the deprivation. I heard him saying just opposing with the deprivation and education. The essence of this one is the GHS panel is to understand the resilience of household in Nigeria, how things happen over time. But the deprivation, we have a survey, MPI, that will release 2022, which says that 133 million Nigerians are multidimensionally poor. We have other surveys like Living Standard, nutrition survey that has to do with the height, weight, the nutrition status of the children. So then coming to the numbers, Ni tried to mention a lot of numbers. So if we check the report and we check the numbers in the report, they are not for just academic purposes. Then coming up to your question that you asked, how the presenters that attended the launch of the survey. So they juxtapose, as he mentioned, how they use the data, education versus other variables across waves. You see movement of indicators across these periods. And as I earlier mentioned, policymakers from there, they can engage people to do further analysis. Quality issues, if there are quality issues with the data, before they jump into using the data.
In other words, it may not be self-sufficient. You may just have to take it as basic, and then if you want to do something further, you can escalate. Do I get you?
Yes, what I'm trying to say is that, let me give you an example. We have been following education, like let's say rates across the country and across Nigeria. The literacy level of 5 years or older from this wave 5 is estimated to be 61%. People that can read and write in any language. But where we are coming from, there's a deviation. So policy people can pick it without even doing further analysis. I'm saying is that if there's need to do like complex and further analysis, people can do that further analysis, because what we release that day, we release the reports as well as the micro data for people to do further analysis with the micro data. But even the numbers within the report can inform policy, with or without doing further analysis, because we have a lot of trend analysis. For instance, let me give you a finding from the food consumption, from the post-harvest of wave 4 and the post-harvest of this wave. We realize that household has to reduce their food consumption for all the 12 food groups in the survey, spices and condiments, all consumption pattern reduced from the previous wave to this wave. Is that not information to inform policy? To show you that there's food security issues without even going to further analysis. Let me give you another number. From the survey, like this fifth wave that we released, households in Nigeria, 45.1% of these households experience at least one person living in the household that is migrating from the household to another community or across Nigeria. Then also when we go to migration aspiration, that is asking people 15 years or older whether they are aspiring to leave Nigeria. 15 years or older, that's the age bracket. 25.6% of them say they want to leave the country if they have the opportunity to leave.
Just
and we
25?
also 25.6. It's 1 in 4 Nigerians, 1 in 4 15 years or older. They are aspiring to leave the country when they have the opportunity. So it is not information to inform migration policies. The data is there, not just for just for academic purposes.
So the data is open to any Nigerian who wants to get information based on that?
Yes.
Okay, let's